Hello, my friends. Welcome to Simplified Whispers. Let me take you on a journey through this incredible book, Mastering the Mental Game of Trading by Goldstein. It's like having a heart-to-heart about what really makes a successful trader. Spoiler alert, it's not just about fancy charts or complex strategies, it's about mastering your mind. Let's dive in together, chapter by chapter, and unravel the mental game of trading. I promise to keep it fun, engaging, and clear as crystal. Part 1. Foundational Elements. Chapter 1. The Mental Game. Mastering Yourself. Have you ever felt like your biggest enemy in trading is you? This chapter kicks things off with the idea that trading isn't just a game against the market. It's a battle within yourself. Goldstein introduces us to the concept of the self and the ego. Think of the self as your calm, rational buddy who knows what's good for you, and the ego as that dramatic friend who's always yelling, "Go big or go home." Here's the deal. Success comes when these two learn to get along. The ego isn't the villain, but it does need to be tamed. Goldstein shares his own story of letting his ego run wild, only to realize it was costing him big time. For instance, his tendency to overtrade to prove himself often led to losses. The takeaway? Balance is everything. A practical takeaway here is to check in with yourself before trading. Ask, am I making this decision from a place of clarity or because my ego wants a quick win? This simple pause can save you from impulsive mistakes. Chapter 2. Introducing the Performance Process Cycle. Okay, picture a loop. This is the performance process cycle, and it's the backbone of the book. It has 4 stages. Being, getting your head in the right space. Production, making sense of the market and prepping your trade. Performance, executing the trade. Letting go, moving on, win or lose. Goldstein compares trading to a dance between your inner game, your emotions, mindset, and outer game, the market. The goal? To stay in sync and avoid stepping on your own toes. If you skip any part of this cycle, like rushing from preparation straight to action, you risk falling out of rhythm and making costly mistakes. Pro tip: think of the being phase as charging your mental battery, and the letting go phase as resetting it. You can't perform consistently if you ignore these steps. Chapter 3. The Behavioral Gap. The infamous behavioral gap. This is the space between what you could achieve and what you actually achieve. Why the gap? Because of those pesky human behaviors. Fear, greed, hesitation. Goldstein gives us examples of traders who sabotage themselves by overtrading, holding on to losers, or grabbing profits too soon. Here's a relatable analogy. Think of behavioral slippage like trying to bake a cake while constantly opening the oven door to check on it. Your impatience, or fear it won't turn out, ruins the result. Similarly, impulsive decisions in trading erode your performance. Takeaway: keep a journal of planned trades versus executed trades to see where your actions deviate from your intentions. Patterns will emerge, and once you see them, you can start addressing the root causes. Chapter 4. The 2 Risk Approaches. Here's a fun analogy. Think of trading like blackjack. You can either play like the house, methodical, long-term focused, or like the gambler, emotional, short-term focused. Guess who wins in the long run? The house. Goldstein encourages us to adopt a house approach by sticking to strategies that have a statistical edge. The house knows that short-term losses are part of the game, but trusts its edge to deliver long-term wins. As traders, we need that same trust in our systems. Actionable insight. Define your house rules, a set of non-negotiable principles for your trading. These could include rules about position sizing, when to exit, and what market conditions to avoid. Chapter 5. Positive Expectancy. Let's get nerdy for a moment. Positive expectancy means your system should make money over time, even if it doesn't win every trade. It's like planting seeds. Some will grow, some won't. But overall, you'll have a fruitful harvest if you tend to your garden properly. Goldstein breaks down expectancy with this simple formula: win rate X average win. Loss rate x average loss. Expectancy. If you find yourself obsessing over a single loss, remember, it's the long-term averages that matter, not individual outcomes. Keep your focus on the bigger picture. Chapter 6. The Role of Emotions in Trading. Goldstein dives into how emotions, fear, greed, anger, and even excitement, affect trading decisions. He emphasizes that while emotions are natural, they can lead to irrational behavior if left unchecked. Example: fear can make you exit a trade prematurely, while greed might tempt you to stay in too long. The key is recognizing these emotions as they arise and using them as data rather than directives. Actionable insight. Practice mindfulness techniques to observe your emotions without judgment. When you feel a surge of fear or greed, take a deep breath and ask, is this emotion helping me or hurting me? Chapter 7. Cognitive Biases and Decision-Making. This chapter explores common cognitive biases that trip traders up. From confirmation bias, only seeing information that supports your belief, to loss aversion, fearing losses more than valuing gains, Goldstein sheds light on how these mental shortcuts can cloud judgment. Relatable analogy. Imagine looking for your keys. When you're convinced they're on the counter, you might overlook them on the table even if they're in plain sight. Similarly, in trading, we often see what we want to see rather than what's actually there. Pro tip: keep a checklist to evaluate trades objectively. This reduces the influence of biases and ensures you're making decisions based on facts, not feelings. Part 2. The Performance Process Cycle. Quadrant 1. Before we dive into specific chapters, let's set the stage for Part 2. Here, Goldstein introduces us to the first quadrant of the performance process cycle: being. This phase is all about preparation, getting yourself mentally and emotionally ready for trading. Think of it like warming up before a workout, or rehearsing before a big performance. Without this crucial step, your trading day can quickly spiral into chaos. Goldstein emphasizes that the being phase isn't just about relaxation. It's about cultivating the right mindset to make clear, objective decisions. It involves understanding your emotional state, sharpening your focus, and managing your energy effectively. By mastering this phase, you lay the foundation for disciplined and resilient trading. Chapter 8. The Being Phase. Welcome to the being phase, where you set the tone for your trading day. Think of it as your pre-game ritual. Goldstein emphasizes mental priming. Clear your head of distractions. Maybe meditate, journal, or just take a deep breath. Charging mental capital. Recognize that decision-making energy is finite. Use it wisely. Skipping this phase? That's like jumping into a marathon without warming up. Not a great idea. Practical tip. Start each day with a brief mental check-in. Are you feeling calm and focused? If not, take 5 minutes to recalibrate. It could be as simple as writing down your main objectives for the day. Chapter 9. Trading, the Ego, and High Performance. Goldstein introduces the 3 P's of high performance. Presence. Be in the moment, not worrying about past losses or future gains. Imagine driving a car. You need to focus on the road ahead, not the rearview mirror. Purpose. Know why you're trading. It's not just about money. It's about aligning with your goals. Maybe it's financial independence, or maybe it's proving to yourself that you can master this game. Process. Stick to your playbook, no matter what the market throws at you. Your process is your anchor in a sea of uncertainty. Chapter 10. Developing Self-Awareness. This chapter focuses on the role of self-awareness in trading. Goldstein stresses that understanding your emotions, biases, and thought patterns can prevent you from making impulsive decisions. Think of it as being your own coach, observing your behavior and tweaking your strategy accordingly. Pro tip: after each trade, ask yourself, what was I feeling when I made this decision? This habit can reveal emotional triggers that might be sabotaging your performance. Chapter 11. Building Resilience. Trading is tough. It's a game of ups and downs, and resilience is what keeps you in it for the long haul. Goldstein shares strategies to bounce back from losses and maintain emotional equilibrium. One key insight is to focus on the process, not the outcome. Losses are inevitable, but they don't define you as a trader. Actionable tip: create a resilience toolkit. This could include affirmations, relaxation techniques, or even a playlist that calms you down after a tough day. Chapter 12: Cultivating Discipline. Discipline is the glue that holds everything together. In this chapter, Goldstein outlines ways to stick to your plan, even when emotions tempt you to deviate. He emphasizes the importance of having clear rules and a routine that reinforces them. Key insight: discipline isn't about willpower. It's about creating systems that make it easier to follow through. For example, setting alerts for trade setups can help you avoid impulsive entries. Chapter 13: Detached Curiosity and Presence. Imagine watching the market like a scientist observing an experiment. Curious, but not emotionally attached. That's detached curiosity. It helps you stay objective and avoid rash decisions. Here's an example. If a trade doesn't go your way, don't take it personally. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? Approaching setbacks with curiosity turns failures into opportunities for growth. Chapter 14: Creating Mental Agility. Goldstein explains how flexibility in thinking can help traders adapt to changing market conditions. Mental rigidity can lead to missed opportunities or stubbornly holding on to losing trades. Cultivating mental agility allows you to shift strategies when needed without emotional attachment. Practical advice: regularly evaluate your trading plan to ensure it aligns with current market conditions. Flexibility is a strength, not a weakness. Chapter 15: Effective Journaling. Here's where the magic happens. Journaling isn't just about logging trades, it's about understanding your patterns. What were you thinking? How are you feeling? Over time, this becomes a treasure map to your strengths and weaknesses. Pro tip: don't just write down the facts of a trade. Reflect on the why. Why did you enter? Why did you exit? Why did it work or not work? The deeper your insights, the more valuable your journal becomes. Key takeaways so far. Emotions and biases play a huge role in trading decisions, but they can be managed with self-awareness and mindfulness. The performance process cycle helps you stay in rhythm with your trading process. The being phase is your secret weapon for clarity and discipline. Journaling and self-awareness are game changers. Let's take a breather here. We've covered the first half of the book, and the next part dives into the production and performance phases. Ready for the next leg of the journey? Let's keep exploring together.